Greece's central bank has warned for the first time that the country could be on a painful course to default and exit from both the eurozone and the EU. It comes as the Greek government and its international creditors blamed each other for failing to reach a deal over economic reforms. That failure is holding up the release of Euro 7.2 bn, pound 5.2 bn, in bailout funds. About Euro 30 bn was withdrawn from Greek bank deposits between October and April, the central bank added. The central bank also warned the country's economic slowdown would accelerate without a deal. Failure to reach an agreement would mark the beginning of a painful course that would lead initially to a Greek default and ultimately to the country's exit from the euro area and, most likely, from the European Union, the Bank of Greece said in a report. Striking an agreement with our partners is a historical imperative that we cannot afford to ignore. Despite the warning, Greek shares rose 0.8% in mid-morning trade on the Greek Stock Exchange. The Athens benchmark index has fallen 11% since Friday, with bank shares worst affected. Solidarity. Austrian Chancellor Werner Faymann was in Athens on Wednesday in a last-ditch bid to end the standoff. For Europe to be stronger, it must show solidarity and support to any country which needs it, he said during a meeting with Greek President Prokopis Pavlopoulos. That meeting came ahead of a meeting of eurozone finance ministers on Thursday, although officials have played down expectations of a make-or-break decision. His comments followed a harsher critique from European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker, who on Tuesday accused the Greek government of misleading voters, as Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras accused the EU and International Monetary Fund, IMF, of trying to humiliate his country. The Eurogroup Council of Eurozone Finance Ministers will discuss the issue further at its next meeting in Luxembourg on Thursday. Mr. Juncker said the Greek government had not told the truth about its latest reform proposals. I am blaming the Greeks for telling things to the Greek public which are not consistent with what I've told the Greek Prime Minister, Mr. Juncker said. Mr. Tsipras has said that the lenders wanted to raise VAT on electricity. Other Greek ministers have criticized suggestions to increase sales tax on medicines. But Mr. Juncker said, I'm not in favor, and the Prime Minister knows that, of increasing VAT on medicaments and electricity. This would be a major mistake. The debate in Greece and outside Greece would be easier if the Greek government would tell exactly what the Commission are really proposing, he added. Greek Finance Minister Yanis Varoufakis claimed that EU proposals did include VAT increases. Juncker either hadn't read the document he gave Tsipras, or he read it and forgot about it. Elsewhere in the eurozone, Portugal's short-term borrowing costs rose sharply on Wednesday, with yields on 6-month Treasury bills jumping from -0.002% to 0.044% at the country's latest debt auction. The rise came despite an assurance to investors from Prime Minister Pedro Passos Coelho that Portugal would not be the next to fall in the event of a Greek default.